Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Adam. This is my channel, Adam Sews, and today is Friday, which means it's Friday Sews. I do apologise for the state of this room. There is stuff everywhere. Luckily, the angle of the camera you can't really see. I have been very, very busy this week, so I couldn't work a couple of days this week because the company vehicle that I use was off the road because there was something wrong with it and blah blah blah. So I ended up having a couple of days extra at home this week where I was able to get quite a lot of stuff done. So I did actually manage to get quite a few pre-orders done this week, and I've also managed to get quite a lot prepped to get sewn over the weekend because my husband's working, which means that I'm in here all weekend pretty much on my own, which is always helpful when I need to get stuff done. So I did manage to get 2 caddies done this week, a project bag and a clam up, which I will try and insert some pictures of here as I'm talking because, yeah. So I managed to get a caddy and a clam up done in a Liberty fabric for the lovely Pamela, that pre-ordered those. And I managed to get a caddy done for a lady called Claire that had pre-ordered from me. I also managed to get 2 iron cases made. I swear, normally I'm not this productive, but I don't know what happened to me this week. I had some sort of like thing come over me or something. And I managed to get 2 iron cases done as well. So one of these was a pre-order. So I managed to get the pre-order on this one done, which is being put to one side because I also have a sofa tidy to make to go with this. So that's done. I managed to get a second one done because I always like to make more than one at a time. Don't ask me why, it just seems to make logic in my crazy brain. I don't think there is any logic behind it. I think that somewhere in my head it seems to be logical. So this one is available in my store, which is made from Linework Sketchy. It's got some of the pandemonium ribbon on it, one of my new labels, and then it's got the lovely webbing on the back with the Linework zebra ribbons. And then inside it is a combination of different linework fabrics and some of the lovely mint green fairy dust. Come on now, Adam, you should know the names of these things off the top of your head. So yeah, I managed to get those done. I've got 3 caddies that are pre-cut, ready to quilt, and everything to my right, which I've got 2 that are in untamed and 1 that is in greys, black and teals, which sounds unusual and is quite muted for me, but the fabrics that I've actually picked out to go with it, I'm actually thinking to myself, I quite like this. I might have to make myself one very similar. But then I have got my monkey wrench one, which is full of randomness. Yeah, so that's quite heavy actually. Probably shouldn't have that sat on top of my Juki, but anywho. So yeah, that is what I've been up to this week pretty much in terms of sewing. I've got quite a lot done. Oh, I have actually got one more thing done as well, which there is a lovely lady called Vicky who I chat to quite a lot on Instagram. She has got Boston Terriers as well. And we share quite a lot of things in common with Boston Terriers that we've previously owned and sadly lost, and similar traits to the ones that we both currently have now. So one of her Boston Terriers that she owns at the moment, I'm sure she won't mind me saying, she suffers from this similar sort of thing to Luna, where she has these sort of like episodes every now and then. And funnily enough, Luna actually had one well, not funny, there's nothing funny about it at all, actually. It's pretty traumatizing, but she's fine. And there's no ill effects, there's no lasting effects from it. It's just one of those annoying, horrible things that happens every now and then she's fine afterwards. But one of Vicky's has the same problem, but I don't think hers has anywhere near the amount of... I mean, Luna only has them sort of once every 6 months. It lasts for about 10 minutes and then it's done. But she... Yeah, so anyway, going off on a tangent. She's got Boston Terriers, I've got Boston Terriers. We have quite a lot in common with the two of us. And she saw my pillow, my quilted cushion, which is a Kid Giddy FPP pattern, on my sofa the other day when I was taking a picture of Luna. I sent it to her because we were chatting. And she said, oh my God, where did you get that fabric? And I said, it's not fabric, it's actually a quilt block of a Boston Terrier head. And she said, oh, that's annoying. She said, I don't think she has ever ventured into quilting or doing foundation paper piece or anything like that. So I think it might be a little bit out of her reach at the moment. Not to say that she couldn't learn and do it. But I did say to her that I had another one I had another block made up, which I made ages ago, and it's just sat there as a quilt block. And yesterday, when I kind of got to the point where I was like, right, I need to stop making caddies for 5 minutes, which happens every now and then. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to find that block, because it was hidden in this box up here, which is full of finished quilts and quilt blocks. And I made it into a cushion. So I am going to message her later and see if she would like it or not. And I also need to apologise for the state of the binding on this. For some deranged reason in my head, I thought that using the flannel on the binding would be a really good idea, and it was not a good idea. Flannel does not make good binding, but it is quite nice and soft around the edge, so, and it is on there, it's secure, it can be washed, everything else. So I have made another one of the cushions out of the Kid Giddy Boston Terrier quilt block, which, if I remember, I will try my best to remember to put the link for this pattern in there. She's also got a pug. Oh, I think she's got about 15 different dogs. But yeah, so I free motion quilted the back panel with some Tula Pink quilt backing. I free motioned around some of this and did some sort of miniature free motion in the ears. And it is fully lined, fully bound, and fully lined inside with Tula Pink as well, which you will never see, but it just makes it nice and secure and whatnot for if it goes in the wash machine. It means that it won't fall apart, and the batting inside the inner and outer won't disintegrate, basically. So yeah, that's done. I need to message Vicky in a minute and see if she's interested in that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got done in the sewing room this week in terms of sewing. My lovely friend Diane, that owns Lily Smith Fabrics, that I get my Tula Pink from, was having a sale this week on her Untamed fabrics, which I believe she's sold out of completely now, so it's a bit pointless me telling you, but I restocked a few of the ones that I wanted, so I got some, if you can see here, they're hanging out slightly. I got some of the Checkmate, because I really love it for binding, and I wanted some of that. I also, this here is the pink on white polka dot, mini dot, tiny dot, that I got off a D-stash this week. Got 2.4 meters of that off a D-stash, because if I see True Colours come up on a D-stash and it's a good price, I just buy it because I use so much of it. So if you can hear something in the background, that's Dobby chewing himself, because he likes to do that when you're trying to film a video. The other thing though that my lovely friend Diane sent me with my order of Untamed was a lovely Beetlejuice vinyl pouch, which is super handy to keep in the sewing room. I'm going to fill this up with my threads. Why are you on my chair? Sit down if you're going to sit there. This dog, honestly, let me show you. He's Delulu. Look. He's decided to get on a spinny chair, which is obviously the safest thing to jump on when you're a dog with the gangliest legs in the world. But anywho, yeah. So she sent me that lovely pouch, which I'm going to try and put some of my threads in, because I've got threads scattered around all over the place at the moment, and it would be nice to contain them somewhere that I can go to and find them. They won't all fit in there, but most of them will. Yeah, so besides that, I have got some exciting news. We are planning a trip in February. Oh, it's such a hard word to say, February. Whatever. And we are planning for things to take with us. You're going to fall off there and you're going to hurt yourself. Sit down. Sit down. I'll get you down in a minute so you don't fall off. Good boy. Yeah, so we are planning a trip in February, so I need to make myself a travel bag, and I need to get some EPP papers ordered for the spellbound pattern that I want to make while we're travelling. Also, just looking actually, I also got a jelly rug maker this week, because I've been wanting to make a bigger jelly roll rug than the one in my kitchen at the moment. I wanted to make a bigger one to cover more of the kitchen floor, because it's nice to stand on when you're cooking, because it aids in foot fatigue. So I told myself. Yeah, so that's about it. So other than that, I have added some things to the store this week. So there is going to be, I've got some new basting glues for anyone that wants a basting glue. I've got some of these big So Easy ones, which are going on my website, along with some other haberdashery as well. I've listed some haberdashery that is I've listed some silk pins, which are really good quality, and they're quite nice and short as well, so they're great for pinning collars in and stuff like that without pricking yourself when you're sewing your collar on. These are the So Easy basting glue. So these are a 6-gram wind up basting glue. They're slightly thicker than the Sewline ones, but you get loads more glue in them, and they're a lot more reasonably priced because this will last you a lot longer. They're 6 grams instead of the ones that come in the refills, which are only like half a gram or something ridiculous. It's washable, non-toxic, great for EPP basting and for holding labels down, different things like that. So I've popped a few of these in my store, and yeah, these are just a little bit more of an economical way of using basting glue. So if they are something that people are interested in, and if for some reason they do sell out, I will restock these in future, because I'm tempted to actually order a stand size box of these, because I think I'm going to end up going through quite a few of them. And I've also added some other clover items and different things like that. So if you're interested, if you need any haberdashery or anything like that, there is some listed on there. If you go on all products, which I will link down below, there's some pins, there is some circle rulers, which are really good for if you rounding corners and stuff like that for making bags, because they're really handy. You can actually cut around the edge of them with your rotary cutter. So there's 2 sets of those. They're quite hard to get hold of, actually. I actually struggle to get hold of those. So there's some circle ruler templates, there's some pins, there's some tailor awls, which are the clover ones, which I highly recommend. They're the ones that I like to use. They're really rigid and they don't bend, which some of them do, which is quite dangerous when you're trying to pull binding, like round here, when you're trying to pull binding over as you're stitching it. You need it to be really safe and no flex in the awl itself, otherwise it slips off. And I cannot tell you how many times I've punctured my hand with an awl that's not up for the job. So there is a couple of those on there, and there's some other little bits as well. I can't remember what I've put on there, but there is a few other things. So anyway, I'm just waffling on now. Yeah, and I also want to, at some point this weekend, try and get some more of my artist quilting Farm Fresh sampler done, because I've only managed to get 1 block done, and I want to get some more done because it's ever so fun to make. So the sign up for that as well is down below. That starts quite soon. If you're interested in taking part in that, the community and everything that comes alongside it in terms of support and being able to share your progress with the quilt as you go along is absolutely brilliant. There's loads of free events, live events and different things that happen in the community as well, if you're signed up to any of these. And if you're not signing up to any of the patterns, there is also, you can still join the circle and you can share any makes that you've made using the artist quilting patterns. So obviously we can't get I was the only lucky person in the UK to get the Winnie the Pooh quilt, but there are multiple other ones that are available, like the Alice in Wonderland and the Wizard of Oz, which are on my to-do list for when I actually get some time to do them, because I really want an Alice in Wonderland quilt, which I'll just grab it. So yeah, the Mad Hatter's Quilt Party is the one that I want to do next, which has got the flamingos, the mice, the cat. I mean, come on now. Have you ever seen anything cuter than the caterpillar? Yeah, so there's the Red Queen, all of them. And John has actually redone this recently, that will be available to use the newest collection of Tula that's coming out in April. So that is the full quilt there. So if you wanted to do something like the Winnie the Pooh, obviously because it's not going to be available in the UK for a couple of years because of copyright license issues and different things, the Alice in Wonderland is absolutely stunning, and the Wizard of Oz as well is absolutely stunning. I have made Dorothy, which I made maybe 2 years ago, and I got sidetracked and haven't managed to finish it. So I will try my best. Russell. I'm going to try my best to work on the, see, the thing is, I've made Dorothy, but I don't really like the fabric that I chose to make her from now, so I think I'm going to start that from scratch. So I think I'm going to start off with Alice in Wonderland, scrap Dorothy that I've got at the moment, and start that again fresh and do that in a different colourway. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on now. So it's been lovely to catch up with you. Thank you everyone that watched my video last week. It's been one of the best videos in terms of watches recently, and I just want to say a massive thank you to you all, and a massive thank you to everyone that's been over and subscribed on YouTube and gone over and followed me on Instagram, because I've actually managed to hit 6,000 followers on Instagram this week, which is super exciting. And I will talk to you all really soon. Have a good weekend, happy sewing, and ciao for now.